Eve right now, but I know I don't have a topic, but I just wanted to stop through and say good morning. It is Friday Eve. It is Thursday. We are almost there. I am so excited for today. Just can't wait till it's over just to kind of recap it. You ever have something and you're like, oh man, this is going to be a great event or something like that, but you really can't wait until it's over because you want to just kind of be able to look back and just kind of debrief it all. So, throughout the day, I always kind of jot myself some notes on things that have occurred, things that happened. I hope you do the same because especially if you are of a certain age, you're seasoned, you're vintage, and things happen so rapidly, even especially when you're young. Make sure you capture them. Journaling is so important, to capture the things. That's your legacy. That's your blueprint that you're leaving behind. And when you have challenges or successes, whichever, you want to write down what it was and how you overcame it. You just never know who might see it. When my mom passed and I was gathering her things, I loved finding things that she wrote down because that was like still having a part of her. And for some reason, it feels like that handwritten document, paper, book, whatever, it holds almost as much weight as a picture. And I know that we all love those pictures, photos tell the story too, but when someone leaves behind something that they've written, that is very powerful. So what's going on with you? How was your week? How was your 2025 going? Aside from everything that you may hear in the news. You know what? The news is low key, I don't know, it's interesting to me because what you hear, it's like good news, bad news, right? Good news, if you hear it often enough, it can spread, but unfortunately, it spreads slower than bad news. But if you put bad news out there every day, day after day, I think sometimes it's the algorithms or just the universe, they get confused and they're like, oh, you keep saying this, so you must like it. You must really like it because you say it a lot and you're giving it a lot of life and all your energy. So I'm thinking you like it. And I was just thinking about that this morning. We really have to be mindful of the things that we focus on. And trust me, I get caught up sometimes, especially in the news. It's just you want to be aware of what's going on, but at the same time, I know great things are going on. I do. Because listen, me and my team and I, we're doing great things. And I know great things are going on in other places. And it's just not getting any light. And we have to really be more mindful and intentional of what we give life and light to. We have to be aware of what's going on, because there's some smoke screens too, things that occur that you're like, oh shoot, what's happening? But something bigger is happening. But they just throw you these bones and biscuits and such so they could distract you so that you really won't focus, especially if you're on the verge of maybe breaking the code or truly understanding what's going on. So we need to put some better things out there in the atmosphere, some more positive things. There's so many great things going on around the world, in our country, in your state, in your city. If you have a YouTube channel, a content creator, show that. If you are out and about and you see some great things going on in your town or where you are, show that, share that with the universe. Put some good things out there. Um, we all need to have something to lift our spirits every now and again. And, I know for me, I don't understand the timeline for YouTube, the recommendations. I've been canceling out some of their recommendations. Because did you know you could do that? There are, I believe it's like 3 buttons on the side of the videos when they show up on your dashboard, your feed or whatever. And typically those videos, a lot of them, I know for me, I'm not subscribed to. They're brand new to me. YouTube is just trying to, figure out what to recommend, I guess. Well, you can let them know, don't recommend this. Don't even recommend it. I mean, maybe if it's something that every now and again you want to check up on, you could always search it. So I'm like, listen, Don't recommend that. Don't let that be on my feed when I open it up, Wellness with Fugal Mama. Hello, how are you? It was great seeing your live today. Listen, you were doing some wonderful exercises, and it got me thinking, you know, in my office, right outside of it's like my whole team, we all have offices down the row. And right outside of our offices, we call that the porch, the front porch. So we have a conference room, but periodically, we'll be like, let's meet outside on the porch. And the porch is inside, but it's just right outside of our office space. And we are in the process of trying to figure out how we want to reconfigure it. And the exercises you were doing, I want to incorporate that on the porch. So I think in the next few days, probably next week, because this week is almost over, and these 2 days right now are very booked. But I want to try to create a little space. We have a gym actually in our building too, but just for the times when we're out on the porch and great ideas happen on that porch, believe it. We can do some of those chair exercises that you were doing, especially the one that you were doing with the weights on the ground and you were just kind of like having your feet go in and out of the weights, just as some things so that when we're sitting there, we're not just idle, make it even that much more purposeful. I really enjoyed your live. Thank you. Yeah, and, I would love to get a hammock out there. It's not that big though, and I don't know if anyone would use it, but we definitely want to make it a place where it's really comfortable, welcoming. So it's a door that leads into like our office suites, and there's another team, another type of office that's further down the hall from us, but we have like a really good area, and just to make it very inviting. We have people that come to meet with us from, different parts of the county, of the city, of the state actually. And so when they come, instead of just ushering them straight to a conference room, just to have that as a place and maybe have a bookshelf there so that we can have some books and things so people can read. I love to encourage reading for my team. I know last not the, no the year before last, um one of the gifts that I had gotten for my team was a book called Think Again by Adam Grant, and I had done a video about it. It's a really good book, especially if your team is in a transitional state, and it may not be transitioning at that moment, but you can kind of feel it. You know how sometimes you could just feel it in the air that something is about to make a shift. And all shifts are not bad. Most shifts are not. It's just the way that you view it, your perception of it. And if you are having a shift, you need to be flexible to pivot within that shift. So Think Again was a great book for teams. So if you are working on a team, have a team or whatever, and y'all are incorporating more professional development and resources, and you want to do something as a team, getting a book and you all are reading it at the same time is great. And then you can have discussion. So you may say, let's read chapter 1. And and by next week we're going to have someone lead each of the meetings regarding the book and pull out some questions from each chapter. It may take a longer time than you typically would read a book, but it gives you different points of views, and it is some things that you can really implement. I see Black Guns and Gardens is in the building. Hello, welcome in. It's so good to see you. It really is. And I'm just trying to do this going live. I'm not going to say every day, but trying to do it with more frequency. I do find that I'm able to get more ideas out. Um, and a lot of them are just spontaneous in terms of I don't have anything planned. I have enough videos that are planned out. I hope you all have been enjoying my Black History videos. I was talking about that yesterday. And listen, I'm having another one that is going to drop today at 12. I love that you can schedule them out. I figured that piece out too on YouTube. And oh my goodness, it took so long to do it. And that video is only like 3 minutes. I'm just like, I can't even believe it's only 3 minutes. So, but I love doing the research. I'm learning some new things, finding out some new things about our history. And I hope that you find it valuable too. And her YouTube channel name is TLUC, and I really enjoy her. She has been on YouTube before. She had a different name, but her content is very calming, and it's very soothing. It helps with self-awareness as well. But she's really enjoying the Black History Month videos that I'm doing, and she even recommended to put them in a playlist so that people can maybe share it. She's thinking about sharing it with her class, her students. And I actually do have a playlist with it and with them. And I think the longest video so far for this month has been 8 minutes. But I have gone back in my archives and other videos that I've done, maybe going to a historical place or something like that. I've also put those in that playlist. So at the end of this week, which we're just upon it, we're on Friday Eve right now. I am going to drop the playlist so that if you did miss anything, you can catch up that way. I'm gonna probably do that every week, because every day I'm going to be posting something. Again, it's not a challenge. If you want to do it too, that is amazing. There's so much uncovered history, and the more that we know, and know that, wow, this person overcame that, or they were very innovative with this, and it gives you hope. It gives you, for me, it's inspiring and motivating, because if they could do it with so much less than what we have right now, then why can't we with so much more? And when we say less and more, really, do we have more at the end of the day? We may have access to more things, technology for sure, and they definitely didn't have that, but they still were able to do it. And even with the ones that maybe patent something, and I did a video on that. I don't know, was it yesterday or the day before? I think it was yesterday. I'm getting all so, just think that they didn't have Google, they didn't have online resources where they didn't have to go in and get someone to write it up. They had to pay someone, or, how did they even know to do that? That it was important. And here we are with so much information, with so much value, with so many things that we're just giving away and not patenting them, not copywriting them, not trademarking them. And back then, when they were coming up with new ideas, they saw the value, they knew the importance of doing that. And so in the video with where I was talking about the woman in history that actually she made the first she restructured the ironing board and got it patented. You know, she understood the assignment. Like, listen, this is a unique thing. I did a twist. Yeah, there is a particular type of ironing board we're already using, but it's not efficient. It's not doing the job right. So look around where you're at. What is not going on that you need? What are you implementing? I know one of my workforce development programs, it's a registered apprenticeship. So registered apprenticeship is something that I manage, sponsor, and all that, right? So when I did an observation of one of our occupations, and I was observing the apprentice, but of course the mentor was there and just showing me the types of work that they're doing and stuff. And this particular place where I was, they had different locations and different people doing the same work. But this person had a very unique way of doing things. He actually designed certain um like buckets or certain funnels to capture certain things. I'm just going to put it that way. And I was like, this is genius. Did you share this with the other locations? Because I know I've gone to the other locations and I've never seen it done like this, and this is done very efficiently. And he was like, oh no, like never. What? I'm like, first of all, you need to get this thing patented, all right? Because not only will your other locations be able to use it, but other places in the country, possibly the world, would be able to use it. We can't be selfish with our ideas. If something you have is helping you, is making you do it better, share it with other people. Listen, you have a secret sauce. No one will ever do it like you. They won't. No matter how much they study you, no matter how much you give them, everyone will do something a little different. And that's why you should not be afraid of competition. You should not be afraid of, you know, people, I don't want to say stealing your ideas, but trying to recreate your ideas, because it's always going to be a little different. And you have to be confident enough to know that, you know what, but they don't do it like me. What is that song? Kendrick Kendrick Lamar. They not like us. They not like us over here. That's the difference. Everybody tries to make a Big Mac, but if you don't have that secret sauce, that Big Mac sauce, it's not going to taste the same. It may look the same, but you always going to miss that one ingredient. And so whatever you do, always know that you are that one ingredient. You are. You have that special touch. And if anyone tries to mimic how your touch is, that's not going to be authentic for them. And how long will they be able to hold that up? You ever see people out there and you're seeing them for the first time. You're like, wow, they dope. Oh my goodness, I love it. That's what's up. And good morning, poet. Nice to see you. Good morning. Thank you all for coming in and speaking. I see Black Guns and Gardens is speaking, and as well as wellness with Frugal Mama. Thank y'all. So they not like us, right? So you know how if you see someone for the first time, they may be presenting or demonstrating something, or you meet them at a big event, and they just seem so dynamic. Like, wow, they are dope. Oh my goodness, did you hear that? Blah blah blah. And then somebody comes up from behind that knows them for real, and they're like, they not like that. Like, who's that? Why you acting like that? Why you talking like that? Why you and it's like, oh shoot, because people code switch, yes, but you don't want to code switch into someone else, and people know that you really not like that. You have your own style, rock with that. I remember I was going to speak to someone. uh, See, I don't do the title stuff, but let me see, how can I say this? I was going to speak to someone who, quote unquote, has influence, right? And so I talk like I talk. I mean, I don't know how else to do it. I don't. So someone was kind of concerned, but I talk how I talk, but I know how to say things. Not, I don't want to say properly, but I know how to not be ill with it. and And so someone was like, "Oh, maybe I should go with you." I was like, "For what?" Like, they invited me. They want to hear. And so I went to someone else and I said, "Is there?" Because I wasn't familiar with this particular person. So, some people are a little different. You have to come at them from a side angle or something. I don't know. And so I asked someone, is there a way, is there something I shouldn't say, or a way I should say things, or, like, what should I, someone seems concerned about me going by myself. Like, what? And so the person I asked just looked at me and thought about it and was like, just be yourself. Just be yourself. This was years ago. And so I was, and it was a great meeting. And that's all you can do is be yourself. Just be yourself. Maybe that's what I should name this live. I never know what to name the lives first thing in the morning. And I'm glad, I guess YouTube probably figured that out. Like, yo, people don't know what to call their lives. So we're just going to tell people they're live and title it that. If they want to change it, so be it. But you are your best self. Don't try to be anyone else, because they are already taken. Yeah, you may glean some nuggets from them that you can implement to make some tweaks here and there, but you are enough. You absolutely are. And so you're enough. You should not be intimidated. You should not be worried. You should not be concerned. You shouldn't be looking over your shoulder. That's the reason why the front windshield is so huge, and all these other mirrors to look behind you are so small, because you need to keep your eyes focused and forward. If you keep looking behind you, things pop up. Heck, you ever look back and almost walk into like a pole? You're like, oh shoot, like what? I know that's kind of weird, but I'm just saying. Or you walk in and you're not paying attention, and there's like a little dip or whatever, and you're like, oh, hold on. So you have to focus where you're going. Don't worry about where everybody else is going. If they're running ahead, so what? So what? Let them go. Because there's going to be more where that came from. It's almost like going to an event, a party or whatever, and everybody's like, "Oh, we gotta get there, blah, blah, blah." I never was one to be like, I gotta be there at the beginning or whatever. And people would always be like, Sherry, you taking too long. I'll tell them, go ahead, I'll meet you there. I'm good. I'll meet you there. And trust, by the time I get there, that's when it really starts. It's like going to an event. I remember when I was dating my husband and he was in a fashion show, right? And it was like a New York Giants fashion show fundraiser kind of event. And so one of my brothers and my mother was going with me. I put way too much lip gloss on. It's crazy. So at any rate, my brother and my mother were going with me. Now I invited them, but they rushing me. And so they was like, come on, blah, blah, this is gonna be this. I'm like, I'm coming, like, you know what? Y'all just go ahead. So they went ahead of me. And when I got there, and it was a dinner and it was the fashion show, was really nice, really, really, really nice. That's actually the first time that I actually met, well, it don't matter. But anyway, so um oh my goodness, that's a whole nother offline story. So, but at any rate, listen, I get there probably like, I don't know, like probably an hour after my brother and mother got there. So I was probably maybe almost 2 hours late. When I got there, they just started serving dinner. My mother and brother had been sitting there. And if my brother's watching, I hope that he, says something. But, they had been there for a long time and they were just sitting there. And when I got there, that's kind of like when it all started. I'm like, see, you're rushing me, but y'all sat here for almost 2 hours without anything. They have music and whatnot, but So I see Rooted in Essential Oils is in the building. Hello to you. How did the cake turn out? How did the cake turn out? Oh my goodness. I really enjoy desserts, y'all. Sweetness is my weakness. And I really try to make this kind of pledge that, starting this year, I wouldn't eat any desserts until my children's birthdays, for the cake. But sometimes you just gotta have that cookie, that slice of cake to take the edge off. You know, to me, also, desserts is part of a celebration, and I have a lot to celebrate. So sometimes I'm like, you know what? I low key deserve this. It was a great week, great day, whatever. So, but yeah, I know that Rooted in Essential Oils was making a cake for his husband, and I just want to know, how did it turn out? It was good. All right. I hope that, oh, you're gonna post it today because I want to see what type of cake, and I know that icing and stuff. And what kind of ice cream did you end up getting? Did you get butter pecan and vanilla bean? You had a great live. Y'all check out everyone in here. They all are content creators and are doing well, have great content, high energy, providing positivity as well as information. Shoot, what Black Guns and Gardens is very informative. Just, we need to be informed in these times, not scared, but informed. That's a different, and there's a difference. Those scare tactics, oh, doom and gloom, blah, blah, blah. You know how long they've been talking about doom and gloom? Not years, not decades, but centuries. When they say it's almost the end of time, the end of the world, it's the end of how we know it. AI is becoming a certification. AI will soon become a degree. There are so many changes going on, and that's what the end means, the end of how we've known it. That doesn't mean that, complete gone, nothing, but you have to be prepared for that end, the end of what you've known, to be prepared for the new beginning. There's new beginnings all the time, and if you're not ready for it, and I'm trying to tell you, especially if you over 50, because I'm double nickel up in here. I'm 55, all the way live, 55. But if you are over 50, especially, and you are seasoned, I call us vintage, you have to always be prepared to pivot and learn. You can never stop learning. Stop talking about, I don't know, oh, where's my child? Look, and listen. I'm preaching to myself too, because some things I have so much information in my head. Sometimes I'm like, there's somebody else to do that. But you have to at least have awareness of it. Don't act like you just hearing it for the first time when you've been around it for so long. Oh my goodness. You know what? That's probably gonna have to be another live because listen, y'all need to pay attention. When people are dropping nuggets, when people are dropping information, listen, be in the moment. That's why being in a moment is so important. Multitasking is not that cute. I don't care how many things, different things you can do at once, because a lot of what you're doing is going to be subpar and lacking. And I've noticed that, you are in a place and they're sharing valuable information that you can either use, or you can use it for your clients, for your students, for, your customers. And because you're multitasking, you miss it. You miss the point. And I get it, especially for the morning, because I love being able to catch someone's early morning or early morning live. Like I caught, Wellness with Frugal Mama this morning. I may not be like 100% like looking at the video, blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying that, but I'm listening as I'm getting ready. I'm listening as I'm, preparing for my day, but I'm listening and I'm catching, and then when I'm catching and I need to see, I'll pause and look. But goodness. See, you know what? What time? I got to get ready to go. I have to get ready to go. Y'all, I should have been gone. All right, listen, I appreciate you for being here. I see TWP Popcorn popped up in the building. Hello, what's popping with you? It's good to see you. It's great to see everyone. I appreciate you for tuning in, rocking with me, and just listening to my car chat and all that. That's basically what it is. You know how you driving or you in your car, you talking on the phone or to your friend or your spouse or your children or whatever, and lots of conversations come up. To me, that's what car chat and all that is. And maybe that's what I'll just need to name this car chat and all that. Things come up and it triggers things where you're like, oh yeah, let me say that, or that's right. But there's so many things going on in my head that I am not saying because it'll just take us down a whole nother path. So I see Miss Peg Meet Military Love is in the building. Thank you for being here. Great to see you. And everyone, just have a wonderful day. Do the best you can. That's the best you can do, is the best you can. Stop being subpar. Rise up. Be that cream that rises to the top. If you are looking at another opportunity, another position, act as if you have it already. Don't wait till you get it and then try to scramble around. No, posture yourself now so that you can be prepared better when you get there. That's what that practice is. When I say practice, practice hard every day. You're practicing, you're grooming yourself, you're developing yourself. You are being that person so they can see it in you. You can attract that to you, you know? You know what? Let me stop. All right. Everyone, have a great day. I'll see you later. And listen, if you have a chance, check out my scheduled video that's going to be going on today at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's only like 3 minutes, but it's chock full of nuggets. All right. Thanks for tuning in. I am Coach Sherri.